You're watching KFDM 6 News tonight at 10 in high definition.
Today I'm signing Senate Bill 21, which authorizes drug screenings for those receiving unemployment benefits in Texas.
Signed into law, the governor officially signed a new bill that mandates drug testing for some state benefit recipients. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Ashley Gaston. Kelly is off tonight. More on that story in just a minute, but first, the Texas Education Agency has sent a letter to the Beaumont School District confirming the agency has launched an investigation into the way BISD conducts statewide testing and other matters linked to complaints against the district. Friday afternoon, the agency sent a letter to board members and the superintendent. Dr. Timothy Shagwell informing them of the investigation in its letter. The agency told the district that state investigators will travel to Beaumont for part of the investigation in order to answer questions about the complaints. The investigation will cover several areas. They include a review of test administration procedures, a review of student attendance records and financial records, and the special education program. The agency says it will send investigators to Beaumont to get answers about the complaints. And the investigation might require independent monitoring of testing done during the summer. Tonight, the district released a statement about the investigation. It says BISD will cooperate fully with the investigators. The fact of the matter is that our school district has and will continue to operate in a physically sound and professionally upstanding manner that keeps the well-being of our children the main priority. You can go to KFDM.com to read the entire letter from the Texas Education Agency to the school district and the complete BISD response. How hot will it be for Father's Day? Greg Bostwick joins us now with that detail and a little bit of lightning news.
Well, in fact, a lot of lightning news. Look at the lightning display. I mean, this is almost continuous lightning strikes going on up to the north of Deweyville. Quite a cluster of lightning from Kirbyville over toward DeQuincy, south of Maryville. This is one of the heaviest storms. We're indicating some small hail possible right on the Sabine River east of Kirbyville. Another real heavy storm up around Jasper, some small hail indicated there. Now the storms further south around Deweyville, back down to Orange and over toward Hackberry and Calcasieu Parish are weakening just a little bit, but they're still producing some pretty good rains there. You see the leading edge of the rain now extends from just east of Silsbee to Buna, back down to Orange, and continues to work west-southwest toward Beaumont and the rest of the Golden Triangle and the rest of southeast Texas about 20 miles per hour. They are weakening a little bit, but expect some pretty heavy thunderstorms still in the area for about the next hour. Will we see that again tomorrow? What about the temperatures on Father's Day? Looks still pretty hot, but the details a little bit later.
Governor Rick Perry held a special signing today, putting into law mandated drug tests for some unemployment benefits recipients. Under the new law, fired workers will be required to fill out state questionnaires. Anyone with suspicious answers would be required to take the drug test. Anyone failing the test would then lose benefits. The bill's sponsor, Senator Tommy Williams, says it will maintain a competent workforce, while some Democrats say it's too intrusive. They successfully block a separate measure that's south to drug test welfare recipients.
Our system isn't established to carry those who are unwilling to work. Our system is designed to provide assistance to people through a difficult period of their lives, not to subsidize those who misuse the assistance to abuse drugs.
The bill will take effect September 1st, but it applies only to unemployment claims filed with the Texas Workforce Commission starting February 1st of next year. And Texas senators are hearing testimony on whether to place more restrictions on when, where, and how a woman can get an abortion. Earlier this week, Governor Rick Perry called on the special session to consider new abortion laws. Among the proposals, a ban on abortions after 20 weeks and placing greater restrictions on Plan B pills. All of the bills came in the regular session, but never made to the final vote. Some pro-choice advocates say the new laws could shut down up to 90% of the clinics in the state. And Governor Perry applauded lawmakers today for their work in both the 83rd regular session and the special session so far. He said they've worked to keep the economy in Texas healthy and, to quote, beacon for employers and families. With the state growing by more than 1,000 people per day, lawmakers were tasked with passing sweeping water reform. Perry praised the group for providing $1.4 billion in tax relief. It's Flag Day in the United States, and a local organization spent the afternoon retiring flags in accordance with U.S. flag code. The American Legion Post 49 in orange burned flags and buried the ashes this afternoon, according to the custom. Flag Day was started nearly 100 years ago, and organizers behind today's event say it's only one of its kind in the Golden Triangle. They wanted to take flags that have flown over homes and businesses that have been torn and tattered and give them a fitting retirement. In addition to the flag retirement, today there was also a special ceremony to remember prisoners of war and those missing in action from all of America's wars. Many people assume that when it comes to school zones in the summer, you're free to go the full speed limit. But as Dylan Collier found out, that's not always the case, and those fines can still be just as hefty.
San Antonio drivers being warned to abide by the top of school zone signs while ignoring the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Some any ISD campuses will serve as school zones off and on as many as 3 times a day through August 1st. District officials say instead of trying to memorize these hours, just slow down.
The truth of the matter is a lot of kiddos are in summer school, and even if a school looks empty, it can serve as a pickup place.
Cars are going really fast. It's like nobody really cares.
Which is why the penalty for speeding in a school zone remains the same. If you're caught going 35 in an active school zone, you'll be hit with a $256 ticket, even if the campus looks closed.
Well, good to know. We'll observe.
It's up to us and everybody who's driving through that school zone to pay attention for that.
Many other area school districts, including Northside and SAISD, will be following the same rules during the summer sessions. Your best bet, if you see one of these signs, regardless of the time of day, just go 20 miles an hour.
Bad news if you're planning on flying this summer. You could be waiting in your terminal for a while. Airlines are struggling to keep their planes flying on time. The government says nearly 1 in 4 flights arrived late in April. That's far worse than a year ago when airlines were largely running on time, even a little early. American Eagle, which is an affiliate of American Airlines, had the worst on-time record. Many young Americans are steering clear of credit cards. New research shows the number of young people without credit cards has actually doubled since the recession. It says about 16% of consumers age 18 to 29 didn't have a single credit card in 2012. That's up from 8% who didn't have one in 2007. As a result, credit card debt is also down to just under an average of $2,100 per person. Recent legislation has also made it more difficult for people under 21 to qualify for credit cards. Coming up later in our 6 on Health report, a shoulder surgery that's helping athletes return to the field. And coming up next, inspectors uncover some problems when they check out the restaurants in Orange County. Kelly Phillips shares the details in her restaurant report card.